We'll take you there live as soon as we hear from the mayor.
Well, meanwhile, you know there's going to be a big bill from the massive damage from Harvey, all part of a budget negotiations on Capitol Hill in a few weeks. This is President Trump is set to pitch his plan for tax reform. He's going to do that in Missouri on Wednesday. That speech comes as Congress, already backlogged with work coming September, will debate multi-billions of dollars in aid for the victims of the hurricane and tropical storm. And there's now even talk of a Harvey recovery bill that could be tied to funding the government and spending. What will happen? Joining us now is former Democratic Congressman Dennis Kucinich, a Fox News contributor, and former Republican Congresswoman Nan Hayworth, member of the Independent Women's Forum Board. Welcome to you both. Congressman Kucinich, let me start with you. What type of package do you expect, do you predict will be approved and will be coming down the pike?
Well, it's going to have to be about Texas and Louisiana. I mean, when reality collides with ideology, it's time to get real. And when you've got people who are risking drowning in their attics, Congress has to take action. This isn't about cutting taxes, it's about saving Texas. And so whatever the package is, it has to focus on relief, it has to focus on recovery, and this is a national problem, it's not just a regional problem. We have to defend the people of Texas and Louisiana in their moment of need.
Nan, do you think that will just fly through as a separate spending package, or this will be tied up with something larger?
You know, Eric, politically, I know because I was the member of Congress, one of the members for New York when we were struck by Hurricane Irene and Superstorm Sandy. It's very, very difficult politically. And indeed, you know, on a compassionate level, we want those folks to get disaster aid and get it immediately. So that is the priority. But politically, it's very tough to link those kinds of relief and to link that kind of priority with budget concerns. So there may very well be a separate bill for Hurricane Harvey relief, but it must be compensated for as immediately as possible with taking pay-fors from other parts of the federal budget. We're drowning in debt in addition to having natural disasters to face and also serious defense issues as North Korea shows.
What do you think we're talking about? I mean, Sandy, the original bill was $50 billion alone for that.
Yeah, Eric, it could very well be more. Texas is a state that has substantial resources of its own, so that's obviously a help. But it does also provide the impetus for tax reform, because the Wall Street Journal had a great editorial yesterday about the wealth of nations being able to cope with natural disasters. We need to keep our economy going as strongly as possible. Tax reform helps us do that, helps us help the people we need to help in this time of crisis.
But Congressman Kucinich, I mean, your view is that this will be a standalone.
Well, it has to be a standalone because you've got a critical life-threatening problem in Texas here. It has to be dealt with. It's not over yet. And on the other hand, think about this. How in the world can people in Washington with a straight face have a debate about cutting taxes, continuing to pay for wars all over the world, perhaps even building a wall, while people in Texas and Louisiana are in dire straits? You can't do that. It's not right. It's not responsible. We have to govern, and we have to take care of things as they arise. And that means that first things first. Texas, Louisiana, and if you have money left, you take care of the other things. But we have to save the people now.
But Dennis, I would submit respectfully, and Dennis has a great heart and he's a very smart public figure, but I would submit that we've got to plan for the long term. We've got to put away for the next rainy day and the next disaster. And the only way we can do that is with smart fiscal planning by the federal government. And that's been in short supply for many years.
And sadly, there is going to be not just another rainy day, but another horrendous experience that they're undergoing now.
Still raining in Houston.
Sadly, in Houston, as
we need to help.
In a new era with this type of thing. Congressman Kucinich and former Congresswoman Nan Hayworth, I know we all pledge our support for the people of Texas. You do too. Thank you.
Thank
Shannon?
you, Eric.
And as we've been mentioning, we're waiting